Raise your fists together. I am somebody. I may be poor, but I am somebody.
Red and yellow, brown, black, and white. We're all precious in God's sight. Everybody is somebody. Stop the violence. Save the children. Stop bullying. Save the children.
Hold your head high. Stick your chest out. You can make it. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive.
This is Bishop Tavis Grant. I want to welcome you to the Saturday morning International Forum of the Rainbow Push Coalition. I want to thank you for your partnership, the relationship, and your participation in our global efforts all over the world as we're coming to you on the nation's largest gospel black network, the Word Network. Listen, I want you to tag, tell, comment, share, and like on all of our social media platforms. Get on that phone right now, text somebody, and tell somebody the push is on. I want to thank you one more time for being a part of our movement to keep hope alive.
In honor of Black History Month, the Rainbow Push Coalition is highlighting African Americans who have shaped their industries and pioneered paths of great diversities. These trailblazers have fought prejudice and injustice, broke through barriers and stereotypes to advance the quality of life, to raise the awareness of the issues, and to provide the leadership for the masses.
My name is Bradley Ross Jackson. In honor of Black History Month, I will be sharing information about Judge Thurgood Marshall. Thurgood Marshall was best known as the first African-American Supreme Court justice who contributed to promoting racial equality during the Civil Rights Movement. He argued 32 cases while he was a practicing attorney before the Supreme Court, winning 29 of them. The landmark case, Brown versus Board of Education of Topeka of 1954, was considered to be one of his greatest victories as a civil rights lawyer. In 1961, President Kennedy appointed Marshall to the U.S. Court of Appeals. And in 1965, President Lyndon B. Johnson made him the first Black Solicitor General. According to Justice Thurgood Marshall, we cannot play ostrich. Democracy just cannot flourish amid fear. Liberty cannot bloom amid hate. Justice cannot take root amid rage. America must get to work. In the chill climate in which we live, we must go against the prevailing wind. Long live the spirit of Judge Thurgood Marshall.
When Constance Baker Motley was 15, she decided she wanted to pursue legal studies after reading a book on Abraham Lincoln, who was quoted as saying that the legal profession was the most difficult occupation. Motley earned her economics degree from New York University in 1943. She went on to earn her law degree from Columbia Law School 3 years later. Working first as a law clerk under Thurgood Marshall, Motley went on to become a leader in the fight against government-sanctioned segregation and oppression in the South. She drafted the complaint in the Brown v. Board of Education, the very complaint that Thurgood Marshall argued in that case. She secured the right of Martin Luther King Jr. to march in Albany, Georgia. She represented freedom fighters in court, successfully fought to end segregation in Memphis restaurants, and fought to eliminate the prohibition of African American admissions in institutions of higher education. She was the first African American woman to argue and win a case before the Supreme Court. Constance Baker Motley is one of those figures that ought be larger than life. She was the first Black woman elected to the bench in New York. She was a lawyer. She was a state senator. I graduated from law school in 2014. That's a full 50 years or so after she did. I also serve in the state Senate, and I'm acutely aware of the fact that this combination of me, the fact that I'm Black and I am a woman, and that I too am the first African American to serve my Senate district in the state of Illinois, makes this particular woman a lioness to me. I wanted to highlight Constance Baker Motley. The world is different and better because she was there. And these are shoulders that I pray every single day I stand on.
This is Bishop Tavis Grant, the Acting National Executive Director of the Rainbow Push Coalition, and this is State of the Movement. It's been 30 years since the NBA All-Star Game has been held in Salt Lake City, Utah. Some 30 years ago, only 8 players are alive since then, and on the stage was the brilliance and excellence of black athleticism. 27 All-Stars, 24 selected by fans and coaches, and the other by commissioners. This was a sight to be seen. As the NBA invests in youth, food insecurity, economic inclusion, and investing in HBCUs, an unprecedented amount of money, $3 million, was invested in this venture. The Rainbow Push Coalition, through its Silicon Valley network, was able to be a part of a phenomenal time of career opportunities. And we want to thank Dr. Joseph Bryant and his staff for an amazing conference. At this event was an amazing moment where at the NBA Legends Breakfast, the league recognized Reverend Jesse Jackson as a member of the NBA family. Along with Reverend Jesse Jackson, Stockton and Malone, the dynamic duo of the Utah Jazz. Karl Malone, who is now ranked as the 3rd in league scoring, second to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And kudos to LeBron James, now the king, and we witnessed him being on top. You know, known as the mailman, Karl Malone was the most fouled player in the NBA and scored the most foul shots. The league this year remembered and memorialized the legend Bill Russell. Born in Monroe, Louisiana, Russell, like many African Americans in that time, experienced the vestiges and the brutality of racism on a daily basis. And yet, as he matriculated and grew from high school to college and into the pros, he was more than just basketball. He endured the racial insults. From the South and moving to Boston, Massachusetts, he became very much aware of racial inequality in America. He participated both in the Black Power movement and in civil rights, going as far as attending the Washington 1963 march, where Dr. King espoused that incredible speech, "I Have a Dream." Bill Russell helped to integrate basketball camps in Mississippi right after the assassination of Medgar Evers. He traveled to Cleveland in 1967 to support Muhammad Ali, and he continued his work throughout the 21st century by speaking out against racism and racial injustice. Basketball was just a part of the collaborative work of Bill Russell, in that he realized that life was more than a half-court grind. He knew that both professional and major college levels had to be integrated because they were exceedingly white. Given that few players at the time had the kind of impact on the game Bill Russell had, from his NCAA championship at the University of San Francisco to his rings, his final ring in Boston at the Boston Celtics in 1969. He redefined basketball and coupled it with civil rights and gained momentum as a tandem with his career to raise the profile and role of black athletes. In Boston, 11 championships in 13 years, he learned that black players could be cheated out of individual laurels, so he focused on realizing that teamwork makes the dream work. Of course, working alongside Red Auerbach, who got the rights to draft him in 1956, Russell went about the business of building a championship team that won 11 rings in 13 years. This included a fierce matchup with the bigger, stronger, more agile Wilt Chamberlain, who the both of them grew to be close friends even until the end. The two pushed each other to the extremes, but as always, somehow, some way, Bill Russell prevailed. On the backdrop and in the background. And on the battleground was Muhammad Ali, who was banned from boxing for 3.5 years and refused to enter the Vietnam War, and Bill Russell supported him. On the stand in 1968, in Mexico, in the Olympics, 2 African-American runners, Tommy Smith and John Carlos, raised their gloved fists in Black Power in protest to racism and racial injustice, and Bill Russell supported them. Now, when you look at the work of Bill Russell, he decried what was happening to African Americans and people of color all over the world, to the extent in 2017, to support Colin Kaepernick, Bill Russell can be seen with his gold medal taking a knee. He transformed America and caused us to transcend all of the normalities of racism, classism, genderism to make us a better nation. And today, we recognize and we remember and memorialize the work of Bill Russell, alongside Reverend Jesse Jackson and Dr. King. What an amazing template we have for the excellence, the moral challenge, and the opportunity to raise a generation like none other. Long live Bill Russell. This is State of the Movement.
Beautiful, proud. I must be respected. I must be protected.
I am somebody. This affirmation was often recited by Reverend Jesse Jackson. According to the Reader's Companion to American History, the audience call and repeat poem was used as part of motivation for Push Excel, a program designed to motivate Black students. Researchers have found that affirmations are positive statements that can help you to challenge and overcome self-sabotaging and negative thoughts. When you repeat them often and believe in them, you can start to make positive changes. These positive mental repetitions can reprogram our thinking patterns so that over time, we begin to think and act differently. For example, evidence suggests that affirmations can help you to perform better at work. Psychologists report spending just a few minutes thinking about our best qualities can calm our nerves, increase our confidence, and improve the chances of a successful outcome. Long before the new age of self-affirming statements, today's Texas College Black History Moment focuses on Reverend Jesse Jackson. His reaffirmation of "I am somebody" daily had an impact on millions of Black Americans. This affirmative phrase became the mantra for persons who are in the fight for opportunity and equality. Thank you for joining me for this Texas College Black History Moment.
The civil rights movement of the 1950s and 1960s saw important strides made for Black Americans. Part of a global movement of Black pride, post-colonial struggles, and a burgeoning sense of diasporic solidarity, the civil rights movement was marked by both social and legislative victories in the U.S. Some of these victories included the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which banned various forms of discrimination in employment, institutions, and privately owned public accommodations, and the Voting Rights Act of 1965, which prevented state and local governments from denying citizens equal access to voting rights. The 1960s also marked the era of President Lyndon B. Johnson's Great Society, which saw significant legislative and social policy pushes to reduce poverty nationwide. It was the largest social reform agenda in modern history. It included the establishment of a Job Corps of 100,000 disadvantaged men, a community action program that allowed people to tackle poverty in their own communities, plans to help unemployed people find sustainable work, money for farmers to purchase land, the Fair Housing Act of 1968, and help for unemployed parents entering the workforce. Johnson's Great Society also established some landmark programs that still exist today, such as Medicare and Medicaid and Head Start. But Johnson's Great Society failed to address some key issues in the fight to eliminate poverty. Some said his policies didn't go far enough. For example, many wanted Johnson to include a universal basic income or guaranteed jobs for the unemployed. Additionally, the Great Society didn't address the issues that emerged from global capitalism, such as large corporations shifting their operations to low-wage markets, which caused a decline in the number of stable and well-paying manufacturing jobs that for so long had been the catalyst of upward mobility for millions of people in America. And some of the Great Society programs were racially biased. They increased opportunities and access for white families, but didn't address the needs of poor Black Americans. Because the spread of integration had led to so-called white flight, where white families would move out of integrated neighborhoods, this also caused a more informal form of segregation that had lasting impacts. Public schools with predominantly Black students received relatively little federal funding, meaning they had fewer resources, which exacerbated already existing racial inequality. In response to the shortcomings of government-sponsored social programs, Black people nationwide continued the freedom struggle. They achieved most success by founding small grassroots organizations from within the community that could meet their needs in a more community-specific way. One successful example of this type of grassroots organizing that eventually snowballed into a nationwide organization was Operation PUSH, an acronym that originally stood for People United to Save Humanity, and that was later changed to People United to Serve Humanity. The organization was founded by the Reverend Jesse Jackson in 1971 with the specific mission to improve the economic conditions of Black Americans in Chicago. Let's learn a little bit more about Reverend Jackson in the Thought Bubble. Reverend Jesse Jackson was born Jesse Burns, later adopting the name Jackson from his stepfather, on October 8, 1941, in Greenville, South Carolina. Growing up in the segregated South, he excelled in school and sports. Jackson's forays into political organizing and social activism began in college, where he became heavily involved in local civil rights demonstrations. In 1964, he graduated from North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State College in Greensboro, North Carolina, with a bachelor's in sociology. After graduation, he traveled to Selma, Alabama, to march with Dr. King, and became active in King's Southern Christian Leadership Conference. The SCLC was, and remains to this day, a landmark civil rights organization. Alongside the SCLC, Jackson helped coordinate civil rights protests across the South. In 1966, King appointed Jackson as the first director of Operation Breadbasket in Chicago. Operation Breadbasket was an offshoot of the SCLC, which aimed to get more jobs for Black Americans while organizing various levels of boycotts against companies that refused to hire Black employees. 2 years later, Jackson was with King when he was assassinated on April 4, 1968. In 1971, Jackson founded Operation PUSH. Although the organization struggled financially in its early years, PUSH was able to raise money from notable Black Americans. PUSH sought to improve the economic and social conditions of Black people domestically and internationally. To that end, they hosted a number of direct action campaigns, had a weekly radio broadcast, and gave out awards to prominent Black people in the U.S. and abroad. Jackson saw his work as part of what would become known as a Rainbow Coalition, a phrase originally coined by Black Panther leader Fred Hampton, which referred to a group of diverse Americans working together to fight for justice for all. One of the cornerstones of PUSH's agenda was a weekly Saturday morning rally at the Hyde Park headquarters of PUSH in Chicago, intentionally scheduled for Saturdays so that Jackson, a self-proclaimed country preacher, would not have to compete with the other ministers on Sundays. The rallies were an important source of Jackson's influence in the community. Operation PUSH established several key social programs that looked to improve the circumstances of Black people in the Chicago community, and founded PUSH Excel, a program that focused on keeping Black youth in school and helped them with job placement after graduation. The program also included lobbying organizations and major corporations with a heavy presence in the Black community, pushing them to adopt affirmative action programs, which included getting companies to commit to hiring more Black people and people of color as executives and supervisors. It also worked to get those same companies to include Black suppliers, wholesalers, and distributors to their purchasing list. PUSH held vigils and boycotts to win these important employment concessions, and even managed to get several major corporations to sign voluntary agreements to hire more Black people, increase businesses with minorities, donate money to Black colleges and other organizations, and to increase ads in Black publications. But despite these important gains, PUSH suffered under the weight of public scrutiny. Jackson's high-profile image in the community and his role as the face of PUSH meant that criticism of Jackson was difficult to disentangle from the criticism of the organization as a whole. In 1983, Jackson launched his presidential campaign and formally resigned from his leadership position within the organization. In 1984, after he ended his presidential campaign, Jackson formally launched a new organization, the National Rainbow Coalition, which sought equal rights for all Americans. The new group positioned themselves as a counter to President Ronald Reagan's economic agenda, known as Reaganomics. Reaganomics called for widespread tax cuts, a decrease in spending for social programs, and deregulation of domestic markets. Many Black leaders believe that Reagan's policies contributed to unemployment and economic instability in Black communities. Jackson's speech at the 1984 Democratic National Convention was, like the organization he would found, called the Rainbow Coalition, and looked to unite disenfranchised people from all walks of life, poor whites, Black people, Latino people, young people, Asian Americans, Native Americans, disabled people, small farmers, and so many others. As Jackson said in his speech, quote, "America is not like a blanket, one piece of unbroken cloth, the same color, the same texture, the same size. America is more like a quilt, many patches, many pieces, many colors, many sizes, all woven and held together by a common thread. The white, the Hispanic, the Black, the Arab, the Jew, the woman, the Native American, the small farmer, the business person, the environmentalist, the peace activist, the young, the old, the lesbian, the gay, and the disabled make up the American quilt. Even in our fractured state, all of us count and fit somewhere." In 1996, Jackson's new organization, the National Rainbow Coalition, and Jackson's old organization, Operation Push, merged to form a new hybrid organization, the Rainbow Push Coalition. The merger continued the mission of the two previous organizations, which sought to protect and gain civil rights through economic and educational initiatives and to promote peace and justice worldwide. The new organization also pushed aggressively for Black involvement in the new emerging sectors of American society, like Wall Street, telecommunications, and Silicon Valley. The Rainbow Push Coalition is still operational and continues to promote these ideals today. Jackson's vision served as a bridge from the victories of the civil rights movement of the 1950s and 1960s to today, extending the mission of social activists and allies. His work addressed the political and economic disparities in the Black American community, as well as in communities of color across the world. Despite its many permutations and pitfalls over the years, what Operation Push and its successor organizations show us is the strength, power, and potential of grassroots organizing, not only within the Black community, but through communities nationwide. As Jackson himself noted, it is important to hold your head high, stick your chest out. You can make it. It gets dark sometimes, but the morning comes. Keep hope alive. Operation Push shows the way that the energy of the civil rights movement moved, changed, and evolved beyond the 1960s and helped shape the landscape of contemporary activism.
When I think of Rainbow Push, I think of two words: social justice.
Education advocacy.
Political empowerment.
Freedom and equality.
Global humanitarian.
Evolutionary, revolutionary.
Political change.
Inclusion, evolution. Push Excel.
Progress, justice.
Jesse Jackson.
Keep hope, keep alive. Keep hope, keep alive.
Love for disciplines.
Equality and perseverance.
Corporate partnership.
People united.
Push yes.
I'm Otis Moss III.
I'm Frederick Douglass Haynes III.
And we are here simply just to say to you about an incredible organization known as Operation Push.
Can I be admitted? No, sir, you cannot be admitted. Why? I am not going to serve you.
Because of my race?
Operation Push has been here for us even when we didn't know it. As a matter of fact, a lot of the doors that you walk through is because of the fact that somebody knocked those doors down.
I am somebody. I may be poor, but I am somebody.
And because of Operation Push, when it started as Operation Breadbasket, after the assassination of Dr. King, they decided to build an organization that were people united to save humanity.
Just what is Operation Push?
Well, Operation Push is a civil economics organization. It's a religious organization with an economic mission. And we believe that the black church is the political and spiritual salvation of our people. And it is to that extent that we challenge churches and churchmen to get involved.
And so we are simply asking those who have been blessed by Push to join the movement.
That's right. And if you do that, I promise you, you are blessing the next generation. And that's what we need, generationally, to bless those who come behind us, just as those before us made sure that we could have what we have. That's Operation Push, pushing doors open. But we can't push if we don't have your hand involved.
We want to turn on the gas. We want to turn on the water. We want to sell the clothes. We want to sell the cars. We want to be men. We want self-determination.
And it was Jesse Jackson who was the young man of the movement and now is an elder statesman. And we've got to make sure that we have another generation that will be pushing forward, another generation that will be building an Operation Breadbasket, another generation that will be talking about new economic strategies for those who are poor.
And ensuring that we are never politically disenfranchised. I hope you already recognize that there is a movement afoot to rob us of what we fought so hard for and shed blood for, and that is the right to express our voice through voting.
If blacks vote in great numbers, progressive whites win. It's the only way progressive whites win. If blacks vote in great numbers, Hispanics win. When blacks, Hispanics, and progressive whites vote, women win. When women win, children win. When women and children win, workers win. We must all come up together. We must come up together.
We need you in Rainbow Push to make sure we are politically empowered and enfranchised.
There is no other organization like Rainbow Push, and we encourage you to make sure that you join and financially support. If we don't support it, no other organization will. It is our duty, it is our job to support our organizations.
We got to do it. Grassroots organization, hitting the streets and challenging those in the suites. That's Operation Push.
I like that. I'm Reverend Otis Moss III.
Hey, I'm Frederick D. Haynes III. He's rubbing off on me.
Make sure you join Operation Push, Rainbow Push, today.
Keep hope alive.
Wall Street 2023, March 20th and 21st, on the New York Stock Exchange for the entire day. We're going to be in New York, from procurements to contracts to investment technology, professional services, banking, capital reinvestment projects. The list goes on and on and on. You go to rainbowpush.org and know more, and register for that conference. And let me tell you something, they're going fast. And so you need to go to Eventbrite right now and register. If you're involved in any facet of finance, economics, money, wealth creation, wealth building, Wall Street 2023 is for you. Go right now to rainbowpush.org or Eventbrite. Register, get your ticket. I'm telling you, the guests, the CEOs, the people that are going to be made available to you. Go now to www. I'm telling you, the tickets are going. I'm just telling
look,
you,
the East
people
Coast,
buy them in bundles.
Don't let the East Coast outbuy the Midwest. All of you should go, especially right around that East Coast, Baltimore, New York, New Jersey. I know Reverend Cassius Rudolph, you ought to be at Wall Street this year. We'll just call him out.
Bishop Calvin Rice right there in Queens, New York. You need to be at Wall Street. Listen, your name means a lot to you. Your brand means a lot to you. Go to www.rainbowpush. Get that ticket right now and join us at Wall Street 2023.
Push Excel's goal is to inspire students to strive for excellence in education in spite of personal, family, and community challenges that they might experience. How do we do this? By advocating for educational policies that guarantee equal funding for all students without regard to race or economic standing. by engaging parents, students, and teachers in pursuing high-quality education and striving for educational excellence at every level, and by forging partnerships with community-based and public sector stakeholders in education. Now, Push Excel is a national model program with the purpose of connecting principals, parents, popular personalities, and students in a bond and to support students at every level on the educational ladder. Now, we want you to become a member of the Rainbow Push Coalition and Push Excel. Your annual membership can help us to change policies that impact students, colleges, and universities all around the country. So step up and sign up today. Membership is only $35, and if you're a student or a senior, $15. Just go to our website, rainbowpush.org, and push join to become a member or push donate to support the Push Excel program. You can also text the word Push Excel, that's PUSHEXCEL, to 41444 on your cell phone, and you can give us any amount that you feel comfortable giving or call us at 773-256-2775. Wherever you are, you can support us as we keep pushing for you. And remember to keep hope alive.
When you shop, Amazon gives. Visit Amazon Smile and select Push for Excellence as your charitable organization by starting your shopping at smile.amazon.com.
January 10th, Governor Pritzker signed the assault weapons ban into law. While we hold space for the victims and survivors of Highland Park, we must not forget the survivors, victims, and advocates on the south and west side of Chicago. For years, faith and community leaders have advocated to ban assault weapons that have devastated our neighborhoods. We've worked with our partners on this issue, such as OneAIM. However, today, we celebrate our heroes who have worked tirelessly to address gun violence and are too often overlooked and underappreciated. They've uplifted banning assault weapons for a decade or more, and we honor them for their labor.
Hello, I'm Reverend Ira J. Ackery, the pastor of Greater St. John Bible Church and one of the founders of the Leaders Network Chicago. I want to express my gratitude for every faith leader, every community activist who put in the sweat, blood, and tears to help bring about this ban of assault weapons in the state of Illinois. We started out in 2012. Some very dear friends of mine and colleagues, Reverend Marshall Hatch, Reverend Cy Fields, Reverend Gregory Seal Livingston, Reverend Marcinia Richardson, Reverend Dr. Jeanette Wilson, so many others have played a role, and for this, we're ever so grateful. God bless you.
We're excited to get more people engaged and involved in Rainbow Push, supporting the programs of Push for Excellence and the Citizenship Education Fund. Now, if you're interested in public policy and you want to help change the policies that impact those who are incarcerated, you can do so. If you're interested in impacting public policies that benefit education and businesses with social economic solutions, you can do that as well. You can become a policymaker by becoming a member of Rainbow Push right now. Now, if you believe in the scholarships that we've given to thousands of students each year, you can help us out. We've awarded more than $10 million in scholarships year to date. Now, you can help young people achieve a higher education by becoming a member of Rainbow Push right now for the annual fee of only $35. And if you're a student or a senior, it's only $15. You can help us make a difference in the lives of millions. Now, if you watch us every week, or if you listen to us on the radio, or if you're viewing on social media, we need you to become a member. And how do you become a member? It's simple. visit us at rainbowpush.org and press join. Maybe you'd like to support the work of PUSH. If so, it's really simple. You can do so by texting the word PUSH, that's P-U-S-H, to 41444 on your cell phone, and you can give any amount that you feel comfortable giving, or you can call us at 773-256-2775 or go to rainbowpush.org and push donate. So whenever you want to support, you can do it from anywhere. So keep pushing, because we're going to keep pushing for you and keep hope alive.
We need your support. Here are ways to give to Rainbow Push Coalition. Text PUSH, P-U-S-H, to 41444 to support the work of Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. and Rainbow Push Coalition.
Get involved with the movement.
Somebody. I may be poor, but I am somebody.
Join the movement.
If you're not a member, become a member.
I am somebody. Fighting the most important battles for freedom and justice for all.
You made us change. Oh, trying to bring closer.
Join Rainbow Push.
But you're not pushing me away.
Join the movement. Join Rainbow Push.
Hi, my name is Gabriel Gatherine. I will be presenting a Black history hero by the name of Charles Richard Drew. Charles Richard Drew was an African-American surgeon, educator, researcher, and advocate who discovered that separating plasma from the whole blood and then refrigerating them separately allowed the blood to last longer. Dr. Charles Richard Drew broke barriers in a racially divided America to become one of the most important scientists of the 20th century. His pioneering research and systematic developments in the use and preservation of blood plasma during World War II not only saved thousands of lives, but innovated the nation's blood banking process and standardized procedures for long-term blood preservation and storage techniques adapted by the American Red Cross. As head of the Department of Surgery at Freedman's Hospital, his mission was to train young African-American surgeons who would meet the rigorous standards in any surgical specialty and place them in strategic positions throughout the country where they could, in turn, nurture the tradition of excellence. This, he believed, would be his greatest and most lasting contribution to medicine. And this is the Black history hero by the name of Dr. Charles Richard Drew.
Good morning. We are in the midst of a major drive to get more members, more people engaged and involved in Rainbow Push, supporting the programs of Push for Excellence and the Citizenship Education Fund. If you're interested in public policy and you want to help change the policies that impact those incarcerated, change the policies that impact students attending colleges and universities, if you want to be a policymaker, then you need to join Rainbow Push and join by paying your $35 right now. Some of you watch us every week. You listen to us on the radio. You're viewing us in social media. We need you to become a member. It's only $35 a year. If you believe in the scholarships that we give to thousands of students each and every year, we've awarded more than $10 million to scholars year to date. What do you have to do to give and support Push? It's really very simple. You can go to rainbowpush.org if you're on a computer and press donate. Give any amount. Every dollar is important. You want to talk to somebody, call us at 773-256-2775. You can give right now, any denomination that you choose. You can text the word PUSH, PUSH to 41444. Text on your cell phone. Most of you have a cell phone. Just text PUSH, PUSH to 41444, and you can give any amount that you feel comfortable giving, or call us 773-256-2775, or go to rainbowpush.org and just press donate. Wherever you are, you can support us as we keep pushing for you.
In the Black-owned Business Corner, Rainbow Push is highlighting the Black Bread Company. The Black Bread Company says that its mission is for family, and the deeply rooted traditions around our tables are the foundation for the Black Bread Company. We take pride in baking fresh goods to satisfy our customers, encourage creativity, and secure generational progression to sustain marginalized communities.
I always say, like, every African American person, every person of color needs to go down every aisle in every grocery store, pick whatever you see. We have to start competing. You know, that's something that we have to do as a people, as a whole, as a collective. All right, welcome to a historic moment. My name is Mark Edmond.
I'm Jamel Lewis.
I'm Charles Alexander. And this is the Black Bread Company. I was happy to go to the grocery store. And
Pushing Black-owned businesses.
Right, I would happen to go in grocery stores, and I had a grocery list, and the top of the list was bread. So in my mindset at this time was like, I'm supporting Black business. Like, I'm looking for everything on my grocery sheet has to be Black. And like I said, the first thing that was on the list was bread. So when I went down the bread aisle, you know, it's a million different breads. And I'm literally going down like Googling different brands, like, yo, who owns this, who owns that? And I realized it's an entire aisle on both sides, and there's no African American owned bread. And then with my frustrations, I called my brothers. Something that's so essential, you know, something like the basic of food. This is the basic that you can get, bread and water. And we don't have any type of representation or ownership at all.
And to that point, the Black Bread Company is a family brand. So we, from our experiences, we are able to connect with families. We are able to connect with the importance of fresh bread in your household. Bread has been the lifeline of our families and of the edification of our bodies for generations. So the same bread that is going to sit on your countertop is the same bread that sits on my countertop with my family. We are a social impact bread company, and we look to make a difference in communities, whether it be food deserts or just disenfranchised neighborhoods that don't have access to quality food.
All that bread that we pick up, we donate that bread to different homeless shelters, to different food banks, to make sure that bread gets to where it needs to get right away. We do not let it sit for days before the people actually get it. So the moment that we pick it up is the moment that same day it should be given to a family right away. You know, we want to give as much help as we can give. You know, so that's important for us.
All right, to support the Black Bread Company, you can visit us at blackbreadco.com for our honey wheat bread, our premium white bread, and also our merchandise as well. So if anyone is looking to get involved, looking to partner with us, you can find us at blackbreadco.com. And if you're looking for our bread in stores, you can request it at your local grocer. You can follow us on Instagram at The Black Bread Co. You can always shoot us an email at info@blackbreadco.com. You can find us on Facebook. We are The Black Bread Company. We would love to connect with you.
I am Leilani Jenkins, and today I will be speaking on Maggie L. Walker. In 1903, Maggie L. Walker founded the St. Luke Penny Savings Bank in Richmond, Virginia, making her the first African-American woman to charter a bank in the United States. She accomplished this great feat in the face of racial oppression and segregation. Walker said, "Let us put our monies together. Let us use our monies. Let us put our monies out at a shuri among ourselves and reap the benefits ourselves. Let us have a bank that will take the nickels and turn them into dollars. The St. Luke Penny Savings Bank eventually consolidated with 2 other large banks and is still in operation today. Thank you.
Some say my future not that bright. Some say I'm useless, unholy, and I'm not living right. But at the beginning of the day, look in the mirror and say, I am somebody. Well, I believe the future's in my hand. And I tell every boy, girl, woman, and man, if I can think it, I can believe it, create it and achieve it. So I am somebody. Oh, I am somebody. Oh, I am somebody. Maybe down and pushed away, but at the end of the day, I am somebody. So take away the hate and give me love. Yeah. So take away the hate and give me love. Give me peace instead of pain, joy inside this rain, and I will remain somebody. Oh, so take away the hate and give me love. Somebody. Away the hate and show me love. Maybe down but not destroyed, empty but not void, 'cause I am somebody. Oh, I am somebody. Oh, I am somebody. Maybe down and pushed away, but at the end of the day, I am somebody. I am somebody. Oh, I am somebody. You can turn and walk away, but at the end of the day, I am somebody. Ooh, I am somebody. Oh, I am somebody. Maybe down and pushed away, but at the end of the day, I am somebody. Oh, I am somebody. Oh, I am somebody. You can turn and walk away, but at the end of the day, I am somebody. Oh, I am somebody. Oh, I am somebody. Maybe down but not destroyed, empty but not void, and I am somebody. Oh, I am. Pray for me. Oh, just pray for me. Oh, pray. Pray for me. Pray for me. Oh, I am somebody. Maybe down and pushed away, but at the end of the day, I am somebody. Oh, so take away the hate and give me love. Yeah.
This is Bishop Tavis Grant, the acting National Executive Director of the Rainbow Push Coalition. You know, week after week after week, we bring you content, information, and engagement. And I want to challenge you to help us, you know, through our food justice program, our initiatives to reach out to students and make sure that they can consistently stay in college at the lowest cost that can be afforded them, and our outreach in voter mobilization, voter engagement, and voter education, and our social justice efforts, fighting for justice all over the world. We need your help. You know, this pen I wear on my lapel on a weekly basis, on a daily basis, I wear it with great pride as a badge of accepting the moral high challenge to keep hope alive. You can help me right now. You can help us right now. You can help Reverend Jesse Jackson right now and over 55,000 partners right now by going to that cell phone, and you can mobile bank right now and give us a contribution. I've been asking you this year to give a $60 seed, to give a $60 contribution, to give a $60 gift that helps us help somebody. There are people who can't afford a doctor, we help them. Can't afford a lawyer, we help them. Can't afford housing, we help them. Can't get a job, we help them. A returning citizen from fulfilling their obligation, and we help them. We help churches, we help businesses, we help entrepreneurs, and yes, we'll be there to help you, but we can't do it without your support right now. And you can make a tremendous difference in what we're doing. Maybe it's $1,000, maybe it's $500, maybe it's $150, or it's $60 that helps us make sure that when someone calls 773-FREEDOM on your dial, they get the immediacy of our ability to respond and bring relief in real time. You can do something right now to help keep us on, not just on the field, but on the front line. Text the word PUSH to 41444. I want you to do it right now. I look at these reports on a daily basis, and I give them to Reverend Jackson and to our board members to help them to understand that we have a partnership that must be facilitated on a weekly basis. So listen, don't delay, don't deny, and charge right now forward with us in this cause of humanity, in this cause of social justice, and in this cause of freedom. There's no sweeter word in America that you could say other than freedom. We want you to help us right now. 773-FREEDOM on your dial. Text the word PUSH to 41444. I want to personally respond to you. I'm going to make sure you get one of these pens so you can tell people that you're helping us keep hope alive.
We're excited to get more people involved in Rainbow Push, supporting the programs of Push for Excellence and the Citizenship Education Fund. If you're interested in impacting public policies, if you believe in the scholarships that we give to thousands of students each and every year, you can become a policymaker by becoming a member of Rainbow Push right now. For an annual membership of $35, or if you're a student or senior, $15, you can help us make a difference in the lives of millions. How do you become a member? Visit our website at rainbowpush.org and press join. Or maybe you'd like to support us. You can text the word PUSH, that's PUSH, to 41444 on your cell phone, and you can give any amount you feel comfortable giving. You can also call us at 773-256-2775, or go to rainbowpush.org and push donate. Wherever you are, you can support us as we keep pushing for you.
Dr. Kim, I went to jail with a group of 7 students, July 17, 1960, almost 60 years ago. We never stopped moving. I lost a few of jail cells and death. We never stopped moving. I thought it was time to write some of it down so the older generation can learn how we did, and what we did, and how global it was. Was speaking about Mandela in South Africa, India, Qatar, Gandhi in India, here at home. This book tells a story, so please get it and give it to your friends. Read it, let's argue about it, let's discuss it.
Yep, so the book is Keeping Hope Alive, Sermons and Speeches of Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. It's quite a good collection. You know, we've got sermons and speeches from around the globe because you have made such a global impact, not just here in the U.S., but around the world.
Thank you for tuning in to our International Saturday morning broadcast. We need your support. Here are ways to give to Rainbow Push Coalition. Text PUSH, P-U-S-H, to 41444 to support the work of Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. and Rainbow Push Coalition. When you shop, Amazon gives. Visit Amazon Smile and select Push for Excellence as your charitable organization by starting your shopping at smile.amazon.com.
Be sure to join us on our Saturday morning forum on next Saturday. We will continue to bring great content to you. And be sure to like our Facebook page and share when you're watching live. And if you're watching us on YouTube, because that's what you prefer to do, be sure to subscribe to our page so you can continue to get up-to-date information about what is occurring in our organization. We need you. We don't just need your financial support, but we need your hands. We need your participation. So we're asking that you seriously consider joining Rainbow Push, and you can do so by going to our website at rainbowpush.org. Keep hope alive.
We are sanctuary. We are a sanctuary.
When I think of Rainbow Push, I think of two words: social justice.
Education advocacy.
Political empowerment.
Freedom and equality.
Corporate partnership.
Stop the violence. Save the children.
Don't get in.
Shut it down.
If we don't get in,
shut it down.
Political change.
Inclusion, evolution. Progress, justice.
Jesse Jackson.
Keep hope.
Keep hope
Alive.
alive.
Keep hope.
Keep hope
Alive.
alive.
We want to be bridges to end these cultural gaps.
We're going forward. By hope. Not backwards. By fear.